What's up everyone, this is CyberKnight, and today we have an updated EXOSISTER deck profile for you guys. Of course using the latest ban list, and using the brand new support that came out, and Power of the Elements. So that means now we finally have Martha, and then also we have their brand new trap card too, which is really awesome. At first too, I built this deck for my wife because she really likes EXOSISTERs, but she's still learning how to play the game, so she didn't really want to be part of the deck profile. Maybe the next time we do an update or something, we can have her actually explain the cards. I think that would be fun to kind of see. And she just didn't feel comfortable just yet explaining all the cards and being part of that kind of thing, you know? And also, for people that always ask what kind of sleeves I use Dragon Shield sleeves. That's what I go with all the time. They are amazing. I will have affiliate links down in the description if you want to try them out for yourself. I have worked with Dragon Shield before, just to clarify, but this isn't sponsored by them. And last but not least, if you want to see more deck profiles, which I do have some stuff planned, be sure to like, subscribe, share, all that fun YouTube stuff, because deck profiles do kind of meh on my channel, but there's still plenty of them I want to do anyway, so please support them if you want to see more of them. But anyway, let's go on ahead and start going through those cards, okay? Alright, so starting us off, I am running 3 of EXOSISTER Martha. This is our brand new, main monster for the deck. I mean, it's a shame that we had to wait on this one a little bit, right, from Power of the Elements. So far, I only have one secret rare version of the card. I'm using 2 Japanese ones as kind of placeholders. I did, however, get the Starlight from my case opening, but I can't play using Starlights. They bother me. I'm always so afraid I'm going to bend them or something stupid. So that's going to be in a case, and I'll pick up a couple more secret rares. I'm just not that guy that can do that. Anyway, though, this card is stupid good for the deck. I mean, it makes it so Xyz summoning, it's just, you know, you go for your Xyz summoning as soon as this one comes out for you. You also get to search for Ellis, which then is easy to special summon afterwards, which, by the way, here, we'll just go ahead and get to her. I am running 3 of her as well. And it gives you access to her even easier. Martha makes, though, Xyz summoning so ridiculous that, yeah, I mean, it is like one of the best cards of the deck for that reason. Because with EXOSISTERs, your Xyz summoning as quickly as possible on your turn, and even in your opponent's turn. You get those monsters out there. You can even combine for their stronger Xyz monsters, and it's just all around good. So, yeah, now that we have Martha, it kind of even reminds me of like how we got Chambermaid for Dragon Maids. It's such a game changer for them. Same idea for EXOSISTERs. So, you gotta have 3 of both of these, really, to just get those Xyz monsters out over and over. And it makes it so much easier. Then also running 3 of Irene. Irene's really good because she's the one that adds, I feel like, consistency to the deck. You know, a relatively easy one to get out there and all that too, but she's the one that you can get one, you know, put it to bottom of the deck and then draw a card kind of thing. So if you have too many of a certain card, you need to search for something else, you know, it just adds what you need to get what card that you need at that time. And I really enjoy using her for that reason because, again, she's a good card, easy to help you go for that Xyz summoning, but I like being able to be like, okay, don't really need this card right now, we'll get rid of it, let's draw another card, see what happens, and that can be game-changing for you in a lot of circumstances. Then also 3 of Sophia. Sophia is more of the draw engine, I feel like, of the deck. I mean, she's the one that helps you draw some cards and stuff, too. Again, with all of them, they can all Xyz summon easily. Usually get to the field very easily, too. I mean, most could just be special summoned, and boom, 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 there you go. But with this one, it's kind of like the previous one, where basically you're adding some extra consistency, whereas on the previous one, you're having to get rid of a card to draw. Sophia is just helping you draw, and it helps you, you know, just get more cards to your hand, Xyz summon like crazy, and yeah, I mean, you get that Magnifica out there, I feel like, easier, especially with Sophia. You know, being able to draw more cards that you can play with and send out there, so I really like 3 of her. I see some people going with 2, I like 3. And last but not least, I'm also running 2 of Stella. Stella's another great one. She's the only one you really don't need 3 of, in my opinion. She's just easy to special summon, get out there. You have an EXOSISTER, boom, special summon her as well. Go for the Xyz summon if you're not going with the, you know, the other Xyz summon in your opponent's turn, you know, with their effects. I mean, that's how this deck basically runs, is that you're either running it like a rank 4 kind of engine deck, or you're also then able to, you know, Xyz summon your opponent's turn, which, like, with just one of your effect monsters, boom, Xyz summon. You know, you want to kind of lure them out there so you can do that, and then even use your effects your opponent's turn and stuff, too. So that's what I like about them, and yeah, I feel like this is like the perfect number of the effect monster EXOSISTERs. Then, of course, hand traps. You gotta have hand traps these days, right? We are running 3 of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom's always great and annoying, so you gotta have that. Also 2 of Ghost Ogre. I've gotten where I really like Ghost Ogre a lot more these days. I mean, the activate effect, you get a destruction instead of just a negate. So I like that, you know, because with Ash Blossom, it's negate. Ghost Ogre, they're still getting the effect, but you're getting to destroy the monster like that. So I like that a lot more in some cases. And again, having answers when you've already Exceed summoned what you need to your side of the field, and having answers to protect those and stop your opponent from doing certain things, is just good. Because also, 2 of Effect Veiler. Again, you want to negate some effects. You want to stop your opponent. Basically, with this deck, you get out your monsters, and then you just tell your opponent, every time they try to use them, no, you don't get to. That's kind of the idea. I feel like it's the best way to really sum it up. Then, moving on to our spell cards, I am running 3 of EXOSISTER packs. This is your Searcher. Best way to put it, really. You're paying a little bit of life points. You get a Searcher for an EXOSISTER card, not just monster. It's a card, actually, on that. So I like being able to do that. It is actually a quick play, so I can make it so you can get things a little bit quicker, obviously. You know, being able to even do that when you need it. And yeah, just adds, again, consistency, because it's like, hey, what do I need at this point? Do I not have Martha yet? Do I need to go ahead and get that? And it just kind of depends. Like, whatever you're missing, you can help get that, you know, and I like, too, how it's not just for the monsters, it's just for everything EXOSISTER, so it comes in handy for that. Then also 2 of EXOSISTER Armament. This is another one where it's like, hey, I need an Exceed monster. Here's a way to do that. Another quick play for that. It's a good backup plan, I feel like, and again, searchable and everything, too, so I like to have that just in case. Also, I am running, and this is kind of more of a budget option, because again, this is mainly for my wife who's new to Yu-Gi-Oh, and I wanted to run 2 of Exceed Import. Exceed Import's a great card, in my opinion. Any deck that involves a lot of Exceed monsters, I like it because you can just take one of your opponent's monsters and go, oh, that's a cool material for my Exceed monster. That's what I like about it. Then we have kind of the usual stuff, really. I mean, we have a Called by the Grave, always useful for you. Change of Heart, I mean, we have Change of Heart now. I want to use it as much as I can. You can win games with this card so easy. And with a deck like this, too, where we don't necessarily have some of the strongest monsters, being able to take one of your opponent's monsters like that, it's just plain and simple good. I mean, you know, so there you go. And Monster Reborn, because it's Monster Reborn. That's just always good, too. Then, now moving on with our trap cards. Actually, quite a few trap cards with this deck, because we're running 3 of EXOSISTER Vadis. Vadis is really good because it's like, here's 2 EXOSISTERs for you. You know, so if you want to activate it during your own turn, you know, you've had it set for a little bit, want to activate in your own turn, you can go for a quick Exceed summon on that. But plain and simple, the main idea is to activate it in your opponent's turn. Get a couple of EXOSISTERs out there, surprise, here they are, and then get their effects going. So then you could have 2 Exceed monsters after that. Get them to, you know, bring out their Exceeds, and you're all set. Then next up, we have our brand new EXOSISTER Returnia, running 3 of those, as you can see. This is another great card for them because basically it's like, hey, you want an Exceed monster? Cool, let's go ahead and Exceed summon. Then it's like, oh, did you have an Exceed monster? Well, you can banish one of your opponent's cards. But yeah, that's really good being able just to do that. I mean, it's a free Exceed summon, and then, oh, banish. I don't want to deal with that anymore. It's gone. You can't go wrong with that either. So, really good for that. And then last but not least is 3 of Infinite Impermanence. I mean, it's impermanence. They're like more effect failures, basically. They're hand traps, pretty much. So, yeah, it comes handy in so many decks. Why not use it in this too, right? Now let's move on to the extra decks. So first off, we have 2 of EXOSISTER's Magnifica. Magnifica is an amazing boss monster for the deck. I mean, seriously, it's one of the best Exceeds for them. It just requires 2 EXOSISTER Exceed monsters to bring into it. It can help bring back some of the Exceeds as well, but I love that double attack. That is just so good. Then after that, of course, 3 of Milicus. Milicus is still your main Exceed, though. You know, it might not be necessarily your boss monster anymore. It's still one of your main ones, because with the effect, you have that banishing effect, being able to banish from the field or graveyard, which is good. I mean, obviously, it's even similar to like a Called by the Grave, because they have some stuff in the graveyard. You don't want them, you know, you don't want to deal with that. You know, it's part of the strategy, get rid of it. And of course, on the field, always a good thing. And then it has a searching effect, too, being able to help you get more of your EXOSISTER stuff. So I feel like most of the time, you go for this one first, because then she helps you set up for another Exceed monster easily, and possibly even a few more than that. Then also one of Casptel, I guess how you pronounce that. This is one of those that I'm not really sure how you pronounce, really, but there you go. This is one that helps like keep your opponent from reviving their monsters with their first effect, and then also, again, having a searching effect. So good on both of those. Being able to just keep your opponent from special summoning from the graveyard and all that, too, is really good. Even if you want to activate it, you know, bring it out in your opponent's turn, that can be like one of the ones I normally go for to do that, and really throw off their strategy, too. And then, of course, we have the other 2, which is Esophyll and Gabrine. Again, I'm not sure how you pronounce them. I know, shocker. But anyway, these are the kind of the lesser ones. I feel like they come in handy in their own way, being able to like stop effects and stuff. But yeah, these are the ones you don't really go for as often. Then, of course, since we have so many XC monsters, we gotta have one of Zeus. Zeus is great, so much cheaper now. You want to go with that. One of number 41, Boguska, is still good because this deck does do a lot of rank 4 stuff, so I like having that as an option for us. Then for Link monsters, I am using, let's see, Lina the Light Charmer. Just good because all the light monsters. I mean, Lina's good for that and being able to get what you need and that power-up as well. And of course, a couple of the Nightmares because we're using Phoenix and Unicorn. They're just good, like, Link monsters to have, really. Kind of staples in a lot of different decks. And Access Code Talker. Still the best Link monster in the game right now. Like, in terms of being, like, powerful and everything, goes for games. It's still great to have, and since we have the room for it, I go for it. But also, if you want to go for something a little bit cheaper, I don't know what access code is these days. The reprint helped and all that. But you could also go for the Utopia package as well. It is something that could help you out if you want a cheaper alternative and go with like Utopia the Lightning and all, because it has some serious attacks. So that's another option if you prefer to go that way. So yeah, there you go. That is my EXOSISTER deck profile. So of course, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I don't normally do side decks because I feel like that's not really necessary. It kind of depends on where you are and stuff, and the meta can always change pretty drastically too. And not really being as much of a competitive player because I don't have a locals that's close to me. That's the reason I don't normally go that route. But let me know what you guys think about this deck. I mean, for real, it's a lot of fun. I think EXOSISTERs are still a little bit underappreciated. I know their price has gone up a little bit to make them where people have noticed them, but I think they still deserve a little bit more hype than what they're getting. So let me know what you guys think on all that. And of course, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. If you want to see more deck profiles and also what deck profiles you would like to see. And of course, I will catch you guys later. See ya.